into Syria. 105 to stop the chemical weapon attack from Assad. Here's what was launched. This is getting information from CNN.com, the pro-war CNN.com. The U.S. Monterey, 30 Tomahawk missiles. The U.S. Laboon, 7 Tomahawk missiles. The USS Higgins, 23 Tomahawk missiles. U.S. John Warner, 6 Tomahawk missiles. A French ship, 3 missiles. From the air, 19 joint air-to-surface missiles. British flew a combination of Tornado and Typhoon jets, 8 Storm missiles from the Brits. The French dropped 9 missiles from the air. I wonder what those cost. Assad gasses his own people, just like the United States Police Department gas people all the time. Protests in Ferguson, they gas people, right? We tear gas people all the time. It's a chemical weapon. It's just like the chlorine gas he used, supposedly. It's not even verified. We didn't get Congress approval, congressional approval. We just did it. 105 missiles. And the pro-war media is like, yeah, we got to get Putin. I'm sure Hillary is like, oh, I wish I could have said yes to murdering more civilians. These people are disgusting, man. Right? Then they have some, Pentagon calls on Russia to ensure Assad never uses chemical weapons again. Does the Kremlin, did they ask us to not use any more chemical weapons after we shot tear gas at the Standing Rock protesters? The next time there's a riot for any reason and the cops use tear gas, start crying on social media, put it out there. The United States government is using chemical weapons against its own people. Because that's the truth. That's the truth. And then, this is what CNN puts on Twitter. The Russian disinformation campaign has already begun. There has been about 2,000% increase in Russian trolls in the last 24 hours. And look at your disinformation campaign. These were called, the New York Times called these retaliatory strikes. For what? Wake up on a Saturday morning and here it is. No war. Nice airstrikes on the weekend. 5 hours ago, live coverage. Live. CNN, breaking news, war, yeah, boom. Fuck you, CNN. This is what Lieutenant General Kenneth McKenzie, director of the Joint Staff, said. We assessed that there was probably some chemical and nerve agents in the target. However, we believe by the way we attacked it, the attack profile that we used helped minimize any concern of how the chemical would be dispersed in the strike. Don't use chemical weapons on your people, so we're going to shoot rockets at the chemical plants and a big cloud of smoke floats over everybody. Great. Smart. I just hate the way these maggots talk about war. They assessed the target, shot the rockets downrange. Oh, God. It's just, I can't even... A powerful show of allied unity. France and Britain join us in our war effort, and because their governments are pro-war. You see why the UK, why they've been so against Jeremy Corbyn, and why their media because he is so popular. See how the media treats him? He's a threat. Because he's like, we could actually build back up the rail system and they have socialized health care. which has been, they've been eroding it in the UK, trying to privatize it. And he's like, no, we'll make the national health system better like it was. And this is what they do. We deployed 105 weapons against 3 targets that will significantly impact the Syrian regime's ability to develop, deploy, and use chemical weapons in the future. It has been said before, but I want to emphasize again that the compassion this strike... I'm sorry. I want to emphasize again that by compassion, this strike... It must be by comparison. There's no way. This is a misprint in CNN. There's no compassion anywhere in this. This strike was double the size of the last strike. So double the size of the strike from a year ago. Yeah, America. Whip it out. These assholes. Yeah, by comparison. Double the size from this. A year ago. We did this a year ago. I don't know if there's any footage of Brian Williams jerking off to these rockets. I'm sure he watched it and went, oh. Strikes will set Syria's chemical weapons back for years. None of our aircraft or missiles in this operation were successfully engaged by the Syrian regime. Unreal. UK opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn said on Saturday that British strikes against Syria as part of a coalition alongside France and the United States have no legal basis. Quote, you could only do it under the basis of self-defense if there was direct threat to us, and there wasn't, Corbyn told reporters. The leader of the UK's Labour Party called on British Prime Minister Theresa May to publish a full legal basis and justification for the airstrikes. He also criticized the British Prime Minister for appearing to take cues from her American counterpart, before questioning what May had not waited for approval by the UK Parliament. Parliament should be consulted. Parliament should be allowed to take a view on this, but instead the strikes were launched last night, said Corbyn. She could have come to Parliament on Monday to discuss the whole situation. Instead, they just launched the strikes. The British Prime Minister is not obliged to put the matter to a vote in Parliament, according to CNN. Trump doesn't need to go to Congress. She doesn't need to go to Parliament. Just fucking rocket up the Middle East because we need that pipeline. We need that pipeline going through Syria. That's what this is about. And we need Russia as a bad guy to spend more money on war. Wow. Yeah, everything's the Syrian regime. It's all regime. That's how they say it. Regime, retaliatory strikes. We had no other option. Trump, mission accomplished. You know? Unreal. These key words, state-run news, regime. See that? They just plant that. Regime, evil regime, state-run news. We got free press here. No, we have corporate press. We have corporate pro-war press. So this really bothers me, you guys, and I'm sure this video will get demonetized. I put another video talking about this in Patreon, but hope everybody in the West has a nice Saturday, because we just sent rockets into a city that didn't deserve it for doing stuff, supposedly not even proven stuff to its citizens that is not even worse than what we do here in America. Contaminated water. People are drinking contaminated water in Flint, Michigan, and all over the country because of unregulated oil companies, fracking, chemical companies. Yeah. Do they get to shoot rockets at us because what Monsanto does to our food supply, and they just are trying to team up with Bayer Pharmaceuticals? Do the Russians get to shoot rockets at us? The next time we tear gas people in a protest, do they get to shoot rockets at us because it's a war crime? I mean, it is. We commit war crimes here against our own people every day. No one wants to admit it. No one wants to admit it. And I've heard some criticism like, oh, all Graham does is it's all anti-U.S. stuff. Yeah, I don't know what else to do, man. We just shot rockets this morning. What do you want me to say? We want to say the fucking Pledge of Allegiance? USA! You want me to do that? I can't do it every day. We're heading toward World War III, by the way. If Russia retaliates, guess what? So, this is what I'm going to talk about. Thank you for watching.